What is up, guys? Wraith here, Gray Bearded Gaming Society. We are torturing wildlife. We are actually in the newbie zone, right outside of Freeport here, where we can't get anywhere. Well, that guy didn't want to murder us, but yeah, those do. They can't really get close to the door, but that's fine. We are actually here to farm some materials, farm some mats, some summoning reagents. While we're here, we'll kill a couple of these orcs and see what kind of gets some faction. But with all the running around and everything we've been doing here lately, I thought it would actually be a prudent idea to come here and get those bat wings so we can actually use our levitation spell when we're traveling around in the world. Since we didn't have any bat wings, we've not yet been able to use it. And I'll be fully honest, I was actually hoping to be able to sit in here and to like trade buffs for bat wings to newbies or something, but there are no newbies to be had this evening. So we're going to run around and we're going to stab bats for a few minutes and try to get some stuff. And really, you know, stop and think about it. I mean, I think a lot of classes, one way or another, end up having to do this. Pretty much anybody with the Lev spell, you're either farming bat wings somewhere or you're buying them off of newbies. That's just how it. Oh, an actual centurion, the scourge of the Freeport newbie zone. I'll actually cast a spell on him just to be that guy. Run for your life, little green orc, and die tired. But yeah, like I said, you know, it's just kind of a fact of life in EverQuest for a lot of classes, right? Because I mean, obviously, if you're a necro, you spend your entire low-level life going after those guys to try to get bone chips so you can cast pets. Anybody with a Lev spell, well, early Lev spells, I don't like much later on, like necros get the dead man floating, and like mages get their spirit little ring or whatever. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of classes, you know, of course they do end up farming, and some classes honestly get a little easier than others because, like with a mage, of course, you're always having to buy your Malashites and your Lapis to even summon your pets at all, and of course for enchanters you have to buy the little daggers. I mean, they're on the cheap, but you still, you know, I think a lot of casters, one way or another, just end up having to farm something, either farming the cash for the items or farming the items themselves. But we figured we would just come in here and try to get a decent stash of bat wings so that we have the ability to actually cast the spell. And like when we were little, you know, really little, like we actually got lucky just because of where our newbie zone was. You know, we had like the snakes, and we were able to get snake scales, because even our first armor class buff, we had a reagent where we had to use the snake scales to be able to use that. So, you know, again, not the end of the world. Going to spend a little bit of time before I really get rolling. Just doing a little bit of that. Like I said, while I'm here, I'll try to grab these guys. I'm close enough. Maybe I'll run over the tunnel, see if somebody wants to buy them or something. And I figure might as well kill those guys while I'm right here. Just, you know, see, is there anything I can do to make them not want to kill me, but without really trying, which is a bit of a stretch, I realize. Oh, come on. Apparently the bats are going to be stingy. But anyway, like I said, we'll check back in here after a little while. We're just going to try to get some bat wings in the bag, have a little bit of a stash so we can actually use our levitation spell, and I will check back in with you guys here in a little bit. Maybe I get lucky and some newbies show up or something, and we'll trade, you know, bat wings for buffs. We'll figure it out. But stick around, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, guys. A pretty quick view. Obnoxiously longer than I wanted it to be for me. That took a lot longer than I expected to just to get some bat wings. And we managed, is it about 24 of the things? And, you know, stacking some change of bone chips and all that other happy jazz. But I did not expect it to take quite that long. Like, every one of these bats has 2 wings that it's flittering around on. But for some reason, most of us didn't even give us one. So, yeah. We were there for longer than we planned to be. Again, not the end of the world. Again, sometimes in EQ, that's just how it goes. And at the same time, we were able to play, you know, good citizen outside of Freeport. We buffed some lobies, which I mean I'm sure at this point is just somebody's alts or whatever, but that's fine. Able to get some sows and some regens and let them dominate the newbie yard for a few minutes. So, but the other thing I realized that's actually coming up really soon on the server, and maybe even this weekend, I believe. It depends, because I don't think they've announced anything formally. I did check the wiki, but Kunark will be launching on Green server here pretty soon, and that has the potential to be really cool. I mean, aside the fact that it's going to expand the zones, it's going to expand some stuff like that. You'll also have there'll be a billion XRs running around everywhere. I'm sure of that. A lot of people who have already got big raid tunes ready to roll. They'll be starting up some XRs, and that'll be their alts. Of course, for some of the min-maxers, I do have a buddy of mine who he's an absolute min-maxing necromancer. He will not play any other necro other than an XR, but he has an entire set of gear just ready to go the second he can make an XR necromancer and get him somewhere where he can swap the gear over. So there'll be some of those, and again, at the same time, like a lot of people love XR shaman because of the built-in regen and things like that. So it should be a pretty good time. I said for us, it will give us more zones to hunt in, which will be very handy. It will also give us, when and if Stinky does expire from the challenge, it will give us another potential race to be into the mix, of course, with the XRs, which, if you thought people hated a troll in Classic, it is an entirely different ballgame because everything hated an XR. This is not friendly plains of power where they could jump around. Even ride the boat was just a huge adventure for an XR back in the day. Of course, and as you can see right there in the main chat that I don't block out, every handful of people already asking, is it up, is it dropped? So it's gonna be I think all the rage kind of for the weekend. A lot of people waiting to see what's gonna happen, and of course at the same time it'll be a big step towards the next, I guess, huge milestones. I think for a lot of players, especially raiding players, of course, they'll be going for their actual epics and things like that. So it should be a good time. I think some of the people who've kind of slowed down, it might speed them back up, bring them back to the server. We shall see. Some of the newbie zones might be packed again. We will find out. But I think our plan for the evening is that I got my bat wings done. We came here to the tunnel because it's the closest place I could think of where I could probably easily get a ride. And I think we're going to get a ride across. And I'm actually trying to decide, like, we're super close to getting our level back. So it's like, all right, do we go back, maybe killing the bard to get our level back? Or, for those who've been kind of following along in the chat, they, one of the suggestions was we could run over and try Mistmore. There tends to be some pretty good grouping there, and it's been a long time since I've been there. So we might head over in that direction. We shall kind of see. I might pick up 25 first, and maybe then head that direction. I haven't quite figured it out yet. But I mean, we do have the whole weekend left to go. So I think I will spare you guys me running around and trying to find a ride, all that stuff. I will check back in here in just a few minutes, kind of fill you in on what I decided to do for this session, and check back in. Stick around, and we'll be back in a few minutes, guys. So we got a ride over to Steam Font. We're actually really again with this. Some things never change apparently. And we remembered this vicious little gnome that ran us off last time we were here, and decided, since we're right here, let's see what happens this time around. She's still nice and dark blue to us, but this time around we have some different spells in the arsenal. A much stronger poison. A little bit, a couple extra levels. I'm trying to remember how big it was where we were last time we came here to mess with her. Where she resisted brute immediately, like immediately gave me a flashback of the last time where she broke a gnomish-sized boot off in our troll butt. However, so far at least, things seem to be going much more in our favor. And we were somewhat conservative. Now we'll launch the other... Ow! Still managed to get a hold of us. Quick little fart, isn't she? Any hoozle. Managed to get the other dot on her. So I mean, we're doing all right. Like I said, it's getting the root to stick. was the issue last time, which, you know, that's one thing to be a tough little thing. That's fine. It happens. Kind of expect it when she takes the big shot, what she did there. And she does hit like a little bitty freight train, though, man. She punches pretty hard. That's 25. Bash for a 4. I want to say she hit for a 46 at one point. So the little thing is quite vicious. Quite vicious. So let's get. We should have actually taken time to prepare ourselves. That's what we should have done. If we were intelligent trolls, we would have done that. Here she comes. The root back on her. She's got her big dot on her. Let's get this dot back on her. She should still have the disease dot on her. Let's get some mana back. Tell you what, can we just we zap it from here? Kablow! Alrighty then. One splatted gnome. So still tough, even at level 24, I might add. So still quite tough. Granted, we didn't have all of our buffs on. We probably should have region on before we started trying to do that. But you know, no guts, no glory, as they say. Another kill or so of that should actually get us our level back. I think we're going to sit here for a minute, now that we're mostly pummeled and pretty much out of mana. Maybe we'll take her out a few times and see how it goes, see if we can at least get a level back doing that. And then most likely, except before the weekend's up, since we came all the way over here, we will pop our heads in over at Castle Mistmore and see what's going on. But I said for now, I think we're going to med back up. We're going to take her out a few times. Whereas if we were really intelligent, we'd probably bind somewhere close by, because how we're still bound all the way over in the Farad. So yeah, maybe we'll take care of that real quick and run over to this zone in the steam pot real quick and bind, just to put us somewhere close if we're going to get that brave adventure. And maybe we should do something along those lines. We should see. But yeah, like I said, I think a couple more kills this will at least get the level back. You know, this session, like I said, it's spent way longer than I really wanted to, just to get those few bat wings so we could actually use our levitate spell that we've never even scribed out of our book here. But sometimes it happens again. I think the big takeaway I think that from this particular weekend will be Kunark opening up, which should open us up some more avenues. I have very fond memories as well as some nightmarish memories of just the Lake of Ill Omen. You can be there almost forever, so maybe we'll have to check that out and a few other things. If Kunark's launches this weekend, I think we'll stay out of the way. I think to start with, just seems kind of like a safer bet. And again, we'll see what kind of other action we get into, just because I know a lot of other people will be waiting for that to drop. We'll probably, again, stay out of the way just for kind of some of the lag and letting that kind of stuff kind of figure itself out. But again, plan for the night. We're going to beat up on this vicious little gnome here, get our revenge where she tried to kill us before. Little Sabin 2-cross will be ours at least till we get level. Like I said, I think we're going to stay quietly out of the way, let Kunark launch, and let people kind of scatter out across the world. And maybe when we check in next time, because to be honest with you, I'd almost forgotten about it before I jumped back on. So maybe next time that'll be our big adventures. We'll be setting sail and jumping over into Kunark for the first time on our P99 green adventure. So we'll see how it goes. I think we're going to go ahead and call this one an adventure for tonight. We know, and you've already seen me take out Sabin. I'm pretty sure we can take her pretty good, so I'm not going to try to make some big montage of me beating her up. We'll keep tabs for her spawn, take her out a few times, get our level back, and then secure some different adventures for down the road. But as always, guys, if you like what we're doing, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. How many people are gearing up for the Kunark launch themselves this weekend, or how many were ready to rumble the second that it launched. Weren't gonna wait. We're gonna flood the gates with everybody else. We'd love to hear from you guys down below. That'd be awesome. We'd love to hear from you guys, especially when the opportunities when we get to meet up and play with people. That'd be awesome. But stay safe, stay distant, stay in EverQuest, guys. It's a great place to be. We'll catch you guys next time.